Hello by watching this video. My name is Respot and welcome back to my Pokemon gyms of every type. Water type is the most common typing, so we have a lot of Pokemon we can actually choose from for our teams. This is almost the complete opposite thing that we had to deal with the fire type video. Where fire has an extreme scarcity in fun Pokemon, water has an overabundance. So knocking down all the water type Pokemon into my teams while trying to keep at least a little bit of continuity was actually really tough to do. You can honestly use a different species of each Pokemon for every single spot in all 8 gyms and not have any overlap, and the team would still come out really fun. Gym 1 starts off though with our lead, Slowpoke. Slowpoke is one of the most personality-driven Pokemon out of them all, which makes him a really fun addition to the team. All the representation and within the games, anime, and such like that have him just be this very leisurely and laid-back guy, and I think that's so fun to have as the lead. Don't sleep on that psychic typing though. Early game, that can be really tough to deal with, especially with confusion, even though Slowbro has a really bad special attack, surprisingly. Alright, this is Meryl, which is probably the only time you will ever see a lead Pokemon with a base stat total of 250. But tapping into that little bit of huge power ability should make it still a formidable ace for the first gym. Even if it's only formidable because it can get rollout at level 1, and hopefully you can get a couple off consecutively and really mess some things up. Our first TM to give out for this gym will be Water Pulse. Water Pulse has been used as an early TM for a lot of different gyms, but there's not really anything else you can use with water typing, and I think it's still a decent move, even though the combined special attack of our team is only 60. Gym 2 won't actually switch up much, but Meryl does evolve at level 18. So at Gym 2, we'll actually have an Azumarill, a second stage fully evolved Pokemon. Now, Huge Power is probably a little too strong for Gym 2, so you could probably throw in consider using Thick Fat early on, but I really don't hate the idea of sticking with Huge Power though. It's just that Azumarill can learn Aqua Tail very early on, I think at like level 21, so a combination of Huge Power and Aqua Tail can really mess up some teams. I do think having a very weak Slowpoke leading the team, though, still makes it to where we can use Huge Power, so Huge Power it is. Gym 3, our Slowpoke and Azumarill will actually stay as our lead and our ace. It's just time to go ahead and add some more depth. Quagsire is going to beef up the middle of our team by taking hits and hitting hard, and that's literally all you can ask for at this point. Plus, also just being able to take away that electric type weakness so early on, I feel like is really big for a water type gym. Obviously, we have an even bigger weakness now to grass, but we have to have some type of weakness early on in a Pokemon game, and we can go ahead and handle that more down the road. Gym 4, we are only going to keep adding. Chinchou is going to come in and bring that Volt Absorb ability in. Not only is Volt Absorb a very good ability, but it also hammers home that we are not weak to electric types at all, especially with it being able to help out Quagsire. The front of the team is looking pretty outmatched though with Slowpoke and Chinchou, but I think that's fine right now considering the fact that we have a very strong Quagsire and huge power Azumarill as the back of the team. We haven't brought up TM in a while though since the first gym, so I think it's time to switch that up to Waterfall. It's a little bit of a strong move early on, but it's also there to hammer down the point that we can have a waterfalling Azumarill and it really messes up anyone that looks our way. Gym 5, our Chinchou is ready to evolve. In comes Lantern, who is a very solid Volt Switcher in the middle of the team. Something like Volt Switch, Scald, Ice Beam, and Thunder Wave is really all you need out of a Lantern. I do think Quagsire is starting to fall behind a little bit at this point though, as it really doesn't have that great of a spread or in general high base stat total. Gastrodon is going to come in and basically do what Quagsire was doing, but just a little bit better, as its stats are spread out a little bit more evenly and has a little bit better of a move pool. Plus, with Gastrodon being a mix attacker, it really gives me a little bit more flexibility later on down with this team. Now, I know I said Quagsire is falling behind, so it might be a little weird that we still have Slowpoke as our lead, but that's more of a long-term play. And of course, Azumarill will still be our ace. Gym 6 will start off though with actually Slowpoke and Azumarill not being in their spots anymore. Golisopod will be our brand new lead to go ahead and help out with our grass weakness, plus can just come in and first impression everything. And don't forget, Golisopod has a really stupid high defensive stat, even if it is a little bit mediocre when it comes to its HP stat. The only issue with Golisopod is that it's really slow, but first impression helps out with that anyways. Azumarill, Lantern, and Gastrodon will continue to do what they've been doing for this entire time, it's just that Azumarill will slide off of the ace slot. Our new ace of Slowbro can bring in a brand new really fun element, being Trick Room. I know you may not have noticed at this point so far, but our team is actually surprisingly slow. The only Pokemon on our team that's above 50 base speed is our Lantern at 67, and it's not going to get any faster with our next new addition. So I feel like Trick Room is a really great way to screw up some people in the long term. Gym 7 will actually stay the exact same as Gym 6. The only difference is we're going to switch out into Scald instead of Waterfall as our TM. Gym 8 will add our new Pokemon and new lead to the team for one very specific reason. Toxic Spikes. You may be wondering who uses Toxic Spikes. Well, that would be none other than Toxapex. Toxapex has built up a reputation as being one of the most annoying Pokemon to ever take out now at this point. It will not go down no matter what you do unless you have an incredibly strong Pokemon with a very incredibly strong stab super effective move. And if Toxapex has any sort of healing on top of that, it's going to take forever. So leading with a Toxapex with Toxic Spikes and Toxic in general, it will drive people crazy. So Toxapex is actually going to be the last change of this team for the entire rest of the way. Now, obviously, I'm sure you probably could have gotten that and understood that considering the fact we're at Gym 8, but I still just wanted to mention it anyways. So to go through the team in order now, we'll be leading off our Toxic Spiking Toxapex. Next, after that, we start to get to the brunt of the middle of the lineup. You can first throw in our huge powering Azumarill since it's been here with us from the start, or you could go ahead and get hit by a first impression from a really strong hitting Golisopod. If you don't like that though, you could also throw a couple hits towards Lantern who might take it and Volt Switch out on you to just get a better matchup. Or also in the middle, another Pokemon that can take a million hits and not be weak to an electric type move being Gastron who can Earth Power, Earthquake, whatever it feels like doing that day. And of course, our lead will be our Slowbro, aka Mega Slowbro if you want. Mega Slowbro is also another Mega that I think is very powerful, but not necessarily overpowered. So being able to have Mega Slowbro with Trick Broom and making this team extremely fast, this feels like a perfect way to end off our team, even if they're only fast for 5 turns at a time. But other than that, I would like to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really enjoyed putting this series together. It's been pretty tough, but I really do enjoy it. This water gym has been one of the easier ones for me because I was able to just throw in a whole bunch of my favorite Pokemon in there. Toxapex and Slowbro being probably some of my favorite Pokemon of all time. So that made it a lot easier for me to put this video together than the fire type video. But other than that, please let me know what you guys would do for your water type gyms. And in a few days from now, we'll go ahead and go into Pokemon Showdown and show off the team like we've been doing for the rest of them. Just gives me a little more time to get these videos up and make them a little bit better, as well as it just actually shows them in action. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't seen, we also done the normal type and the fire type so far, so definitely go ahead and check those out. And lastly, I'd like to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, enjoy, greatly appreciated, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Can you tell